Hello, this is Robert Jerome with Invictus Personal Defense coming to you from the 2A Shooting Center here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And today I want to talk to you about why it's important to train ourselves to shoot on the move. Again, this is Robert Jerome, and like I said, today I want to talk to you about why it's important for us to train ourselves to shoot on the move. And the reason being is this, that a shooting is a dynamic event. It should not be a static event. And it also goes back to that principle I was talking about in training, is that we have to analyze and examine our training techniques to make sure we're not doing something detrimental that could get us hurt. For example, unfortunately for a lot of police officers and a lot of us training, all we ever do is sit there when we draw our guns and shoot. The only thing we ever do is stand flat-footed, not move, and shoot. Well, again, under stress, we perform to our base level of training, and if we happen to get in a gunfight with somebody, well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to stand there flat-footed and bang it out chest to chest with this guy or these guys like it's the OK Corral. We're not going to be able to shoot and move. Why? Because our base level of training and all we've ever done is to stand there and shoot in a static position, and therefore we're going to become a stationary target. So we always need to train, and when we're training, we need to examine what we're doing and use what we have. Now, I understand that if, for example, at an indoor range like here at 2A Shooting Center, our stalls are about 3.5 feet wide. You can't do a whole lot of shooting and moving. But what we absolutely can do is this. We can get on one side of the shooting stall, and I'm not sure if you can draw on your range or not, but we can get to one side or another, and as we slide to one side, well, we can move and shoot. We can slide to another side and shoot. We're still inside of our stall, and at least we are moving. And we're at least moving, and it gets into our brain that we have to be dynamic. We have to move. We cannot be a stationary target. Now, we need to examine, and one of the best directions we might be to move is away. And here's the reason why, is distance is our friend. The more distance we create between us and the bad guy, the more likelihood that we're not going to get shot. Why do I say that? Well, I did a videotape, and I'm going to show you, of the floor and the sides of the 2A Shooting Center. We used to have soundproofing all the way down. Well, why is it not there anymore? Because people shot the living dog out of it. It wasn't effective. It was terrible, and we had to tear it down. Where did those rounds start hitting the wall? About 9 or 10 yards. We have pock marks and marks on the floor where people have been shooting our floor. They sit there and they're shooting their target, but the rounds are going into the ground. Where did that exponentially begin? I measured it out about 9 or 10 yards. That's when the rounds really started hitting the ground. So what does that tell us? If we can get 9 or 10 yards away, we exponentially increase our opportunity of not getting shot. That's really important. We don't want to be shot. So if we can create a distance, if we can get far enough away from this bad guy, say 10 yards is not guaranteed, but we have just now exponentially increased our odds of not getting shot, and that's really important. So we need to learn to move and shoot and maybe retreat or go to one side or another. We have to be able to move and shoot. And some people say, but Robert, if you're backing up, we might trip over something. Well, I got that. So why don't we train that way? Why don't we get some airsoft, let's bang it out, put some stuff behind us, and see how we do. See if we can overcome it. Train. Don't just throw something away because something bad might happen. Let's train. Let's see if we can overcome it. Let's raise that base level of training. Let's be better than the person that we're up against, because what we're talking about saving our lives and someone else's life. Now, agreed. We might have to go forward. We might have to go through them. Why? Well, we got our loved ones over here, and we want to take it, and we want to be the ones that they're focused on, so our loved ones can get away. Or we might have to go through somebody to get to our loved ones. I don't know, but we need to shoot, and we need to be able to move. And again, one of the best directions we can go is away from the bad guy. Create some distance. And again, even if we're inside one of our shooting stalls, at least move side to side. So we're getting into our brain that we're not going to stand there flat-footed, and bang it out with these guys. So this is what we need to do. Go to the range and tell yourself, I'm going to shoot on the move. I'm at least going to slide step. I'm going to engage these targets. If I can take a step back forward, I'm not sure what kind of range you've got. If it's an open bay range where you can move, by all means shoot on the move. And one thing you're going to notice is all of a sudden you'll move and then you'll stop whenever you shoot. Well, I want you to train and keep on moving. See if you can press on and engage these targets, because the more we move, the harder of a target we become to hit, and the more likely we are to survive that gunfight. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little training. And again, we always examine, make sure things are working out well for us, make sure we're getting the right results we want. This is Robert Jerome with Invictus Personal Defense. Again, I hope you check out my webpage at invictuspersonaldefense.com. Check out my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe. I got a lot more videos on the way, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.